Hi, welcome once again. Landscape Blueprint Brushes proved a stack of user-defined sculpting brushes that can be manipulated non-destructively, so that any changes to a brush lower in the stack automatically flow through to the brushes above it in the stack. These brushes can be used to layer multiple terrain manipulations on top of one another while maintaining separation of those manipulations, enabling them to be reordered or moved around the terrain as necessary. To use Landscape Blueprint brushes, you must enable the Landmass plugin in the Plugins browser and check Enable Edit Layers when creating your landscape. To enable the Landmass plugin in the Plugins browser, and, from the main menu, open the Plugins browser. Then, search for Landmass and click Enable. To enable Edit Layers when creating your landscape, check the Enable Edit Layers property in the New Landscape section. Now we will be adding Landscape Blueprint brushes to edit layers. First, add a new Landscape Blueprint brush to an existing edit layer. Here in this example we are creating an landscape with AutoMaterial. So let's close the layer formation and then we'll start creating blueprint brushes. With the Landscape mode selected in the Level Editor toolbar, select the Sculpt tab and select Blueprint from the available sculpting tools. Then click the Blueprint brush drop-down and select one of the available types of brushes. In the viewport, click the landscape to add the new brush. Now we will see what are the built-in landscape blueprint brush types. First, Custom Brush Landmass brush. The Custom Brush Landmass brush generates a landmass shape from a user-defined spline shape and a collection of configurable effects, such as erosion, curl noise, and displacement, and applies the resulting shape to the terrain. Now the blend modes. Now go to the Details panel on having the blueprint brush selected. Let's check the invert. This inverts the landscape. Capping the shape generated by a landmass brush can either be capped or uncapped. If the shape is capped, it resembles a plateau with a flat top. An uncapped shape resembles a mountain or hill with a peak. Left image is with cap shape enabled, and right image is cap shape disabled. The blend mode determines how the shape is added to, or cut into, the terrain, similar to CSG or Boolean operations. There are 4 blend modes available. First is min, then max and the additive. Next is Falloff. Falloff determines the slope of the transition from the brush shape to the underlying terrain. Angle is basically the falloff slope is determined by a specified angle. Larger falloff angles result in steeper slopes. For uncapped shapes, the falloff continues inside the shape as well to form a peak. Now check the images with falloff angle at 45 degrees, 90 degrees and 10 degrees. The width falloff slope is determined by specifying a distance in unreal units. Smaller falloff distances result in steeper slopes. Now check the images with falloff angle at 5000 units, 500 units and 10 units. Next is the blur shape settings. When blur shape is enabled, and the blur size is increased, the peak is getting blunt. More is the blur size, flatter the peak is. Next is noise. Noise applies up to 2 octaves of curl noise to the generated landmass shape. Curl half strength sets the amplitude of the noise applied to the landmass shape. Check the images with strength 0, strength 1, and strength 2. Curl half tiling sets the frequency of the noise applied to the landmass shape. Check the images with tiling 0, tiling 5, tiling 15. Next is Custom Brush Landmass River Brush. The Custom Brush Landmass River Brush extrudes a static mesh along a user-defined spline and raises or lowers the terrain to match the extruded mesh. This brush is useful for laying out roads or rivers where the terrain automatically adjusts to match up. Next is custom brush material only brush. The custom brush material only brush uses a material to apply procedural noise to the whole terrain to form a base. Hope from this video, you will start to move into building in more advanced mechanics, in an easy-to-follow step-by-step approach, which will allow you to play around and build your own content, to eventually build your own game. Thanks a lot, see you in the next video.